Hello, everyone. My name is Faith Hogg, and I am the UPB Education Coordinator, and this is part one of Virtual ASL. So I'm working with Miss Andrea here from the Office of Accessible Education, and we're going to learn how to sign. In this first video, we're going to learn the alphabet and then give you some tools to practice so you can prepare for our next video. So let's get started, Miss Andrea.
All right, Faye, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to spread deaf awareness across campus and very, very excited to teach you the wonderful alphabet. All
I'm
right,
excited too because I've never learned how to sign before, so I'm really excited to learn. This is going to be
awesome.
great.
I'm so glad that this is going to be a great experience. All right, so we're going to go through A through Z. We're going to start with A. I'm going to describe how your hand should be, but if there's anyone who's watching who's visually impaired or blind, you can email me at alrodrig, RODRIG, at loino.edu, and I can provide additional descriptions of the hands, okay? So with ASL, we use our dominant hand. So whichever your dominant hand is, I'm going to go ahead and raise mine like you're swearing me in. And this is how we should get started with our hand in this position. Most of our letters are going to be in this position, except for a few when we'll turn our wrist down. Okay, so we're going to start off with A. So the easiest way for A is to make a fist. And now we're going to take our thumb and place it out. And then we'll drop our fingers down more relaxed. Perfect, Faith. So this is A. Now to do B, we're just going to lift our fingers straight up and bring our thumb in. Perfect. That's B. For C, we are going to make a C out of our hand. So we're literally just going to curve our fingers, curve our thumb. This is what it'll look at from the side, but that is C.
Okay.
Wonderful. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. All right. Now to make D, the easiest way is bring our first finger up. And as we're doing that, we're going to touch our other fingers to our thumb. That is absolutely perfect, Faith. This is the side way, but that is a D.
Okay.
And then to do E, we're going to bring that first finger in and kind of squish our fingers up and rest them on our thumb. Just like that. That's perfect. For F, we're going to keep our finger on our thumb, but we're going to spread those other three fingers out and lift them up. So that's what it looks like from the side, but that's F. G, bring those fingers down. We're going to twist our wrist to where our finger and thumb are pointing to our left. This is what it looks like up here, but the sign is this way in the perfect direction you have. So your finger and your thumb are pointing to the left of your hand. And if you were to squish something, that's what it looks like. But we keep our hand open. For H, we're just going to pull that thumb in and we're going to stick out our middle finger. So now we have the first finger and the middle finger resting on each other, sticking out. That is H. For I, we're going to pull everything in and turn our wrist back to the regular position. And we're going to stick our thumb out and our pinky up. That's I. Good job. Okay, so this is my favorite letter coming up. It's J. And with J, we're going to keep this hand shape, but we're going to make a J with our pinky. So we're just going to go down and make a J and come back up. So we'll do that one more time. Down, J, up. Perfect.
Okay.
For K, we're going to put down our pinky. We're going to put our first finger and second finger up like we're making a peace sign. And then we're going to put our thumb in between the bottom part of that peace sign. Perfect. So this is K. P is just like K, but it faces down. So I'm just going to show you what P is going to look like. We'll take our K hand and we'll just turn it down. Wonderful. All right. So we'll turn it back up. We've got K. L. We're going to take our middle finger in and we're going to stick our thumb out. And you're making the shape of an L with your finger and your thumb. So there's L. For M, we're going to pull the finger and thumb in. We're going to take our thumb and we're going to stretch it across 3 fingers so it sticks between your ring finger and your pinky knuckle. And I guess we should have done some finger exercise. Stretch your fingers before you practice. Okay, so this is M. And now for N, we're just going to move that thumb one more knuckle over. So it's actually in the middle of both of your fingers, sets of 2. That's N. O, you're just making a regular circle with your hand. That's O, but it'll face this direction. For P, we make our K, and then we bring it down. Perfect. That is P. Q is interesting because Q is just like G. So we'll take our thumb in, our thumb will go out, and our first finger will point down. So it's just like a G, but it's pointing down, and that's Q. R, we'll bring our wrist back up, and we'll cross our first 2 fingers and bring our thumb in. That's R. S, bring those fingers down and put the thumb in front of your fingers. That's S. T, our thumb is doing a lot of work, Faye. T, we're just going to take our thumb and put it in between our first finger and our second finger. Perfect. U, put both first finger and second finger up and bring your thumb in. So that's U. V, we're going to open those 2 fingers. W, we're going to add the ring finger. Y, we're going to bring the fingers down, stick out the pinky, stick out the thumb, kind of like a hang 10.
Okay.
So that's Y. And then Z, we're just going to make a Z with our finger. Do, do, do. Across, diagonal, down. Ooh, let me do it so everyone can see. Okay. Yay! So, as hearing people, we clap, but if you're working with individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing and they use ASL, this is actually clapping. This is showing that you're clapping. So I do that a lot. So I'll just run through the signs real quick a second time. I don't expect you to be this quick at all, but this will help you practice, okay? So I'm just going to go through the signs. So we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, my favorite, J, K, L, M, N, O, P is our K going down, Q is our G pointing down, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you did a great job, Faith. You're welcome. You're welcome. Any questions before we end our video for today?
No questions. Just any advice for how I can practice at home on my own?
Of course. So this is what I did, and let me know if it works for you. But when I was trying to finger spell, I would listen to music and I would just try to finger spell as I was listening to see if I could do it quick enough to actually make a name or a word. So for next time, practice your name and then just keep doing Faith over and over again until you feel like you've got it pretty good. And then just start, whatever you're listening to. If you're listening to a lecture, try to start spelling words, just getting used to that. Repetition is good too. So for me, I just do A, B, C, D, E, do the little sing song if you want to, but just work on making sure that your letters are accurate and that your fingers are flexible.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Andrea.
You're so welcome.
Right. Thank you for everyone who is watching, and please please stay tuned for our next video, which will happen not next Friday, but the Friday after that. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.